This is they call it May Day on Twitter, your shot against Kentucky. How has everything been different since this day 2 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have congratulated me for the shot, asked about the shot, reminded me of it, and it's just a great feeling. I couldn't have gotten there without my teammates and my coaches, but I mean, it's something that I'll be able to reflect on and remember for the rest of my life, and this day will always be pretty special to me, so just very thankful.
What was your immediate reaction when they were revealing the brackets and you saw that you guys were a 1, Kentucky was a 2 in your region, and it was all kind of set up?
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to play a team like Kentucky because you know that, I mean, it's got a lot of history. It's 2 great teams, great coaches, and just the history that obviously I've had. I mean, we lost earlier this year and felt like we could have played a lot better, and just to play that game again would be very special, but we got to focus on Auburn. I mean, Auburn's a great team. They've won, I think, like 10 in a row, and we've got to get focused for them.
Steve just gave us a stat that your rebound total the last 2 years, I think, is 743, the most in a 2-year stretch in Carolina history. What does it make you? Why are you so effective at grabbing so many rebounds?
I think the biggest thing for me is just trying to get to the right spots. I think I'm not the most athletic, but I think I do a really good job of seeing where the ball is going to hit the rim and try to get to the spots where I think is most likely to fall. And defensively, I mean, Coach Rob and Coach Williams have done a great job of focusing my attention on rebounding is the way you get on the court, and I try to do that from the very beginning that I got here. And I've played with some of the best rebounders that Carolina's ever seen, and I think they've taught me a lot about rebounding and how to get off of box outs and things like that, which has really helped me.
Do you take as much pride in that as anything else that you do on the court?
I do. I didn't really focus on that as much as early in my career, but as I've grown through my career, I've realized, and Coach emphasizes it all the time, how much rebounding plays a factor in winning and losing a game. And I've really tried to do that as best I can to help us succeed more and get easier shots. And I think that's helped my development over the years.
I've asked Coach Cam and Kenny Williams about the Philosopher Nas nickname. Coach said he'd never heard of it before. Can you just elaborate on it? Cam gave us an example of like a riddle y'all were doing, and he was like talking about different things and stuff like that. Can you just give me an example of this?
Yeah, I guess you've already heard the riddle, so I'm not going to go into it anymore. But, I mean, I think Cam put it best. Like, Nas, he does a great job of thinking outside the box, and somebody who's a little bit focused, not really on the, I guess, the thing that you would think about first, just making sure that, like, other people see the different sides of different stories. And he's a really smart guy. He's one of the smartest guys I've been around, and especially when it comes to basketball and knowing facts and things like that. And I just think that he's somebody who I would ask questions about and what he sees on the court and things like that, just because he's pretty special when it comes to basketball IQ.
Do you think that plays a role in his game, how he is so creative and smart that it translates to on the court?
I agree. I think his game is definitely unique just because of how well he reads the defense and thinks about certain drives and certain shots. And you saw him pass up some open shots from the perimeter because he realizes and he understands that he feels like he's more capable of getting to the basket. And, I mean, when he's such a great athlete, I mean, he can just elevate and shoot over top guys, but he can also knock down outside shots. And, I mean, I think it just shows his progression and his growth over the season. And, I mean, he's going to be a very special player, and I'm lucky to have played for him with him for 1 year.
How are you enjoying your senior year, trying to, savor these last few moments?
Yeah, it's great. The biggest reason I came back was to have another chance to get to this point and really focus on my degree, and I think those 2 things have been fulfilled, and I just am enjoying it from here on out. I mean, the more basketball I get to play, the happier I am, and just to be able to play with these guys and the special group and to be around Coach Williams every day is just a dream come true, and I just can't be in a better spot, and looking forward to Friday. Should be a continued great run.
It's been 2 years since you guys have been back to the Sweet 16. How's that feel to get through the first weekend?
It's big. I've talked to some of the reporters after last weekend's game against Washington, and just having that feeling and sending Joel and Theo out that way was something that I felt terrible about and regretted that we went out like that and didn't want to have a slip up again. And I felt like we played well and played well enough to get to this weekend. And I mean, but we don't want to stop here and we want to keep pushing. And Kenny and I have had the opportunity to play in 2 Final Fours, and that's the goal to make it 3.